Was it with Lulu?
No, sorry.
It's a long shot.
Your sister is smart. She knows what it means to be on the run. One of the advantages of being Luke Spencer's daughter, right?
Yeah, well, I thought she was thinking like my dad. But she's not.
Why do you say that?
Because I was at the station when she showed up to see Johnny. I saw her. I talked to her right before all this happened, and I could tell that something was very wrong, and I should have done something about it.
You couldn't have known the two of them were going to break out.
She was tense. She was fidgeting. It's almost when she started talking to me, she was lost in her own head. She didn't talk to me. It's almost like I've seen this before. It just reminded me of something.
What?
My mom. Right before she lost her mind.
It's obvious that you are who you say you are. Sorry I didn't believe your story.
Well, you can't be too careful.
Sad but true. Linda.
Yeah. So, you won't turn us in for staying here?
Well, the apartment's been closed up ever since the professor died, and he never mentioned having any family. Nobody's even come by to claim his stuff. So, if he said that you can stay with him, then as far as I'm concerned, you're free to use the place.
Oh, thank you.
I really appreciate it. No problem. Got any work lined up yet?
Not yet. I was going to start looking tomorrow.
Do you teach piano as well as you play it?
Sure. Joe used to give lessons all the time back in Chicago.
Great. My sister Lourdes, she used to take lessons from the professor. He said that she had promise, and she loves music, so I want her to keep it up. I'll pay for it.
I'll be happy to teach her, but you don't have to pay me. I owe you.
Joe, New York is a lot more expensive than Chicago, bro. Trust me, you're going to need the money.
All right, then. But I'll find another way to pay you back.
Good enough. I'll have Lourdes come up and say hi to you guys, okay?
Thanks again.
What are you doing?
Getting the hell out of here before he calls the cops. I realize now that when I rented you the room, I didn't tell you the truth, that was my cousin George's room.
My sister, who just recently died. And the idea of a stranger living in her room is unthinkable.
Your family issues are not a concern to me. I made a deal in good faith.
Are you always this obnoxious? Does it come naturally to you?
Yeah, it's clear that the dispassionate doctor missed the sensitivity portion of his training. See, Weiss Georgie's family still struggles with her loss, as do all who knew her.
This is a great house on a nice, quiet street. I've got kitchen privileges and a garage that I can park my car for next to no money, which is great because I'm going to be paying back my school loans for the rest of my life. I moved in, I've unpacked. I'm here. Let's get used to it.
Wow. I just unleashed a complete jerk on the entire family. I am so sorry. It's not your fault Matt Hunter is a complete ass.
You were just acting in the spirit of your cousin.
And trying to keep Mac from kidnapping your baby. I get it.
Yeah, but now you have to deal with that.
Don't worry about it. Pretty sure Spinelli and I can find a way to send Dr. Hunter screaming into the night.
Well, Lucky seems to be doing a lot better than his brother. Really? What does that mean?
All right, well, when I found out that John took Lulu from the police station, I went down there and went off on Anthony Zaccara.
Oh.
Yeah, attacked a man in a wheelchair, not one of my finer moments.
Ouch. Yep. Lucky was handling things during his job. I mean, he seemed worried, and I'm sure it would have helped to have had you there, but, you know.
But what? He doesn't really need me?
Yes, he does. He cares about you, Sam.
Yeah, I know, Nicholas. I don't need to constantly be reminded and reassured. Oh, great. I just sounded like one of those whiny, pathetic women, didn't I?
No, you sounded like a woman in love.
That was quite a passionate display that your employer put on. Mr. Corinthos is a passionate man. The last of a dying chivalrous breed. Yes, but to take on Anthony Zaccara in public. Oh, so you know who Anthony Zaccara is. As does anyone who reads a newspaper. So his daughter, Claudia, she must be quite special to Mr. Corinthos for him to come to her rescue that way.
Mr. Corinthos is not a man easily intimidated, Miss Donna, but I suspect you already know that. Now, what business did you say you were in again?
Coffee. I represent a consortium of growers who are interested in doing business with Mr. Corinthos.
Come in for a minute. Thank you for stepping in back there.
Carl was out of line.
Would you really have dumped him out of his wheelchair and made him crawl like a cockroach?
Yeah, that's what he deserved.
Yeah. He deserves a lot worse than that, but it doesn't mean he's gonna get it. I mean, people are afraid to stand up to my father, you know. So, why did you?
I've been screamed at. I don't like it. I mean, not in public, but close enough to know how it feels. And, for a long time I couldn't fight back, and I always promised myself that I would shut him up. So I wouldn't have to listen to that garbage. And I won't, but I just want to get something clear with you right now. I did for you what I would do for anyone. Your father was wrong. I will not tolerate it.
The guy that used to scream at you, did you make him crawl?
The guy that used to scream at me. The guy that used to scream at me is dead.
Thank you, officer.
Why'd you come back? They found Lulu and Johnny?
Not that I know of, which is a good thing, especially if Johnny's out there committing armed mayhem somewhere.
Okay, so I'm still not getting out of here tonight? Is that what you're telling me?
Despite your lack of cooperation, I am using my best efforts to get the charges against you dropped. But I do need your input on another matter. Do you think Sonny would ever cheat on Kate?
What?
After our last extremely frustrating legal confrontation, I felt the need for a very strong, very dry martini, or 3. So I called up Max, and I asked him to meet me at the Metro Court. Unfortunately, since Max has returned to Sonny's employ, he doesn't have time anymore to socialize. Yet another glaring example of Sonny's extreme selfishness. You know, I would think that Sonny would be so happy that Max has come back to work for him that he would encourage a personal life. But I digress.
So what are you talking about?
I am unsettled. Not on my behalf, but on behalf of Kate Howard. See, I always thought that when Sonny cheated on her, it would be with Carly.
Okay, you still haven't told me what Sonny did.
Sonny was at the Metro restaurant having drinks with a very attractive blonde. And when I walked over to say hi, his attitude and body language told me I had just caught him in the middle of doing something illicit.
Oh my gosh, I have been so worried about you. You must be going crazy about Lulu.
We put out an APB.
Okay.
It took some doing, but we got the state police to drop the authorization on the use of deadly force. There's no guarantee that they won't be a shootout, but it reduces the chances.
Okay. All right. Well, do you have any leads?
Nothing, which doesn't make it feel any better, but you know what? You just can't disappear like that, the way Lulu and Johnny did, without having plans in advance. You know what? I didn't want to believe it, but I'm starting to think that Lulu was in on this escape. She may have even planned it.